Gurubhyo Namaha. Warm greetings, my dear children. In the previous session, I have explained about few easy topics like introduction on polymers, monomer, how to convert monomer into polymer, polymerization. Then few simple terminology like homopolymer, copolymer with few example. I am very sure you must have understood all the topics covered. Now in today's session, let me explain about the main topics like classification of polymers based on 4 category. The first one is based on source, based on structure, based on mode of polymerization, based on molecular forces. Now actually among the few important and easy to score question may be asked from this particular topic. Children, in the previous session I have given few example for polymers along with its monomer. Okay, this particular part is considered to be a second important point for your examination. Okay, so how will you get the questions? You will be given the name of the polymer. You will be asked to write the monomer name as well as structure. Either way it can be asked. So please have a note on this. Okay, so let me continue few more example. The first one is bunayen, or otherwise it can be called as nitrile rubber. Okay, monomers are 1,3 butadiene acrylonitrile. Okay, next one is neoprene. Monomer for this polymer is 2-chloro-1,3 butadiene. The next one is natural rubber, NR, short form NR. Isoprene is a monomer for this particular polymer. The next one is terylene. I hope everybody must have heard about this. Terylene is considered to be a very important for making fibers, safety belts. Okay, so note it down. Monomer for this terylene is terephthalic acid or phthalic acid along with ethylene glycol. Okay, the next one is polypropene or propene. Okay, propene is a monomer unit for this, right? Have you understood? Glyptol, the next isomer. Ethylene glycol and phthalic acid are monomer unit for this particular polymer. 14th and 15th are considered to be very important, a repeated question. That is nylon 6. Okay, caprolactam is a monomer, single monomer for this. It will be used in making fibers, plastic, tire cords and ropes. Please note have a note on it. Okay, next one is nylon 6,6. Monomers are adipic acid, hexamethylene diamine. Okay, it will be useful to making brushes, synthetic fibers, right? The next one is bakelite. Here monomers are formaldehyde and phenol. Okay, the 17th one is urea formaldehyde resin. Monomers for this particular polymer is formaldehyde and urea. I hope everybody remembers the formula for urea, that is NH2CONH2. Okay, this is useful for making unbreakable cups and laminated sheets. Right, the last one is PHBV. Again, it is considered to be very important one. Please 3-hydroxybutanoic acid along with 3-hydroxypentanoic acid. These two are monomer unit. Polymers cannot be classified under one category, okay, because of their complex structure. Please have a note on this. Different behaviors and vast application. We can therefore classify polymers based on few categories. The first one is based on source, second one is based on structure, third one is based on polymerization, fourth one is based on molecular force. Okay. Now let me start with the classification of polymers based on the source of availability. Okay. So there are 3 types. They are classified into 3 types under this category, namely natural, synthetic and semi-synthetic polymers. First one is natural polymers. Very simple. They occur naturally and are found in plants and animals. Example for this is proteins, starch, cellulose, rubber. To add up, we also have biodegradable polymers which are called biopolymers. Have you understood? The second one is semi-synthetic polymers. From the name itself we can define it. They are derived from naturally, have you understood? They are derived from naturally occurring polymers and undergo further chemical modification. Okay. So, that is why it is called a semi-synthetic polymer. Example of cellulose nitrate, cellulose acetate. The third one is synthetic polymers. They are man-made polymers. Plastic is the most common and widely used synthetic polymers. Okay. It is used in industries and various dairy products. For example, nylon 66, polythene, polyester, all are example for synthetic polymers. The second one is classification of polymer based on the structure of the monomer chain. Okay. So, this category has the following classification. Okay. So, what are all those? Linear polymers, branched chain polymers and cross linked polymer. You could see the structures. Okay. So, the first one is linear polymers. The structure of polymers containing long and straight chain, underline this point, note it down this point. The structures of polymers containing long and straight chains fall into this category. So, examples are PVC, that is polyvinyl chloride, is largely used for making pipes, and electric cables is an example of the linear polymer. The second one is branched chain polymers. When linear chains of a polymer form branches, okay, then such polymers are categorized as branched chain polymers. Have you understood? It will be having linear polymers along with the branched one. So, examples are low density polythene. Okay. The third one is cross linked polymers. They are composed of bifunctional or trifunctional monomers. Let me repeat the point. Children, have a note on this. They are composed of bifunctional or trifunctional monomers. They have a stronger covalent bond in comparison to other linear polymers. Okay. Bakelite as well as melamine are example in this category. Write it down, all this example. The other way to classify polymers are classification based on polymerization. Okay, under this we have to talk about two types. One is addition polymerization, the second one is condensation polymerization. Already in class 11 we have explained, we have studied about addition as well as condensation reaction. Based on the reaction name, the polymers will be classified. So, under the addition polymers, the polymers are formed from repeated units of monomer unit possessing double and triple bond. This is the important keywords. What is the basic qualification? The monomer should have double or triple bonds. Okay. This type of polymers formed by addition of two different polymers are called copolymers. In the previous session, I have explained about what is called as homopolymers and copolymers. We have a topic about it. Okay. So, now example is ethylene is converted into polyethylene. As I have mentioned, ethylene or ethene is having double bond. End of the product, we have got the homopolymer. The second one is 1,butadiene reacting with styrene. Here we have got two monomers. Okay. Both are having double bond in it. So, we will be getting BuNa-S as a polymer. These two are example for addition polymer. The next one is under condensation polymer. Few points we have to remember. The condensation polymers are formed by repeating or repeated condensation reaction. As I have explained, condensation reaction, we will be removing the small units like water molecule, NH3, etc. between two different bifunctional or trifunctional monomeric units. So, in this polymerization reaction, the elimination of small molecules such as water, alcohol, as I have mentioned, hydrogen chloride, etc. will take place. The examples are Dacron or terylene, nylon 66, nylon 6. Okay. So, for example, nylon 66 is formed by the condensation of hexamethylene diamine with adipic acid. You could see the reaction. In hexamethylene diamine, hydrogen of NH2 group will be getting condensed with or reacted with OH of adipic acid. So, removal of water molecule will occur. So, we will be getting condensation polymer or nylon 6,6 in using this example. The next classification is based on the molecular forces. So, intermolecular forces are the forces that hold atoms together within a molecule. Already we have learned about it. In polymers, strong covalent bonds join atom to each other in individual polymer molecule. Okay. Intermolecular forces between the molecules attract polymer molecules towards each other. So, a large number of polymers can be used in different fields because of their mechanical properties like tensile strength, elasticity, etc. These mechanical properties are governed by intermolecular force, that is van der Waals forces and hydrogen bond present in the polymer. These forces also bind the polymer chain. The polymers are classified in the following 4 subgroups on the basis of magnitude of the intermolecular force present in them. You can see in the graph. So, based on the molecular force, we are going to talk about 4 points: elastomers, fibers, thermoplastic, thermosetting plastic. Let us discuss one by one. The first one is elastomers. Underline. Okay, these are rubber-like solids with elastic property. Okay, the polymer chains are held together by the weakest intermolecular force. Underline the keyword. These weaker binding forces permit the polymer to be stretched. Okay, so now what will happen? A few cross links are introduced in between the chain which help the polymer to retract to its original position after the force is released, as in vulcanized rubber. You will be learning about vulcanized rubber later. Okay. So, the examples are Bunaeus, Bunayan, neoprene, etc. Children, kindly note it down. Example for elastomers along with its common name, abbreviation and the structure of repeated unit.